far as the game, we're very pleased with the victory, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have about the game itself and things we could have done better, things we did well, what we're going to try to accomplish here this week and next week before we play Miami. But the bottom line is I think our guys found a way to win, and it was epitomized by the Ray Lewis play in overtime to get the ball back. And I think that's the mark of a good football team. You know, sometimes you don't play your best, but you find a way to win the football game against and this also is very important, against a very determined and a very emotional opponent. I mean, they were ready to play in every way. I think they're a good football team. We said they're a good football team many times. You will see them in the next few weeks win a bunch of football games. There's no doubt about it. I think they're very well coached. I think Chan Gailey's done a great job. It's obvious what he's trying to build there. They've got a lot of talent. I think their offense especially showed up in that game. You can see what they can do offensively. So we're not going to be ashamed in any way of a victory, especially against that football team. But I think we found a way to win, and that's the important thing.
Hi, I'm Aaron Wilson, Ravens beat writer for the Carroll County Times, reporting from the Ravens training complex in Owings Mills, Maryland. Here's our latest Ravens report. The Ravens survived against the Buffalo Bills, winning 37-34 in overtime on the game-winning field goal from Billy Cundiff. And the Ravens probably lost this game if not for the timely defensive plays of Ray Lewis, who forced a fumble in overtime and recovered it, and also 2 interceptions from Ed Reed during regulation, as well as another forced fumble. So they get the former NFL Defensive Player of the Year back on the field, and Ed has a big game. And the Ravens defense, you would think, would be strengthened by that, but they gave up 506 yards of total offense, most they've allowed since the 2000 season when they played the New York Jets. The Ravens also allowed 4 touchdown passes, first time that's happened since they played against Peyton Manning in a 2007 game. So they made Ryan Fitzpatrick look like an all-pro. Fabian Washington had to be benched. They put in Josh Wilson in the 4th quarter. He was torched for 3 touchdowns by Lee Evans.
Well, Fabian's going to play a lot of football. I mean, you know, we don't get quite as caught up in starter, non-starter labels, I think, as some people do. But, you know, obviously that's part of it. We always play the best guys the most. I mean, the guys who are the best guys, the guys who are playing the best. That haven't been said. I have confidence in Fabian. He's a good football player. Football players, you know, it's a very competitive sport. You line up against really good players, and sometimes it's not your day. And you know, he said he had a tough day, and he did. But that was kind of the bottom line of the whole thing. It was one-on-one coverage situations. I think it's technique, basically fundamentals, things that we can certainly do better.
And Lardarius Webb was beaten badly by Steve Johnson on another score. So the Ravens didn't play very well, and they'll admit that. And they just really, I don't think, took the Bills as seriously as they needed to. They're a winless team. They're now 0-6. And despite all the messages from John Harbaugh about how the Ravens would not take the Bills lightly, it certainly appeared that they did so. And they get the win. That's the bottom line. That's the most important thing. But they didn't tackle very well. They didn't cover very well. And they didn't rush the passer very well. The offense, pretty adequate. Ran the ball well, threw the ball well, and scored points when they had to, except for, again, the 4th quarter. They relinquished another lead, and they've got to get better at that. But these are some things that they can fine-tune. Reporting for the Carroll County Times in Owings Mills, Maryland, I'm Aaron Wilson, Ravens beat writer, signing off with our latest Ravens report.